Greetings, earthlings. Take me to your queen, your people I do not understand. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Took a brief glance at the news today. There's all these drones flying all over the place and just wondering what's going on. Is it the alien invasion? Is it the Russians coming to get us? The Chinese? Who knows? Who knows? The kids having fun. Anyways, a wild, wild world we live in. Wild world. So I hope you had a wonderful day, sitting with these questions of the heart, these questions of faith, and these questions of, well, what is the truth? Is my ego the truth? Or is this greater reality the truth? And so beautiful to be back with all of you. Okay, well, I'm going to invite us to start tonight by shutting down our eyes. And again, opening to this power of grace. Opening to that which is beyond the mind. So breathing and feeling and softening throughout the body. And gently noticing that as the retreat has been winding down today, have you been continuing to surrender, to open and to have faith? Or has the habitual mind begun its power grab? Its power grab. So often on this path, as we're beginning to wake up, we must be vigilant. Choosing the truth. Choosing to open to our direct experience. And giving ourselves permission to lose faith. To lose faith in the egoic reality. So we're breathing, we're feeling, we're opening, and unhooking. Unhooking from the past. Unhooking from egoic grasping. Again, we spoke about this earlier, but the ego tends to grasp in the space of the mind, this tension. And the more fully you believe the thoughts that move through your mind, the more solid and tense this grasp will become. The more fully You believe in the grasp of stress. The more rooted in ego we will become. And so let us choose to breathe, to feel, to soften. I choose to soften. I choose to let go. So noticing the sweet silence, the silence which is everywhere, holding you, embracing you, holding life, embracing life. Again, you open to the immensity of this silence, the immensity of your consciousness. And again, realize great freedom, the great freedom that comes. When we surrender any thoughts of I, of me, of I think, I know, I need, I want. And so instead of being the thoughts, instead of being the past, instead of being memory, we are being this light, this fiery silence. And how glorious it is. So opening more fully in the heart. And a number of you here are holding on still in the back of the heart, holding on to something heavy and dense from the past. So can you shed this weight? Can you let go and let God? Can you let go and let God carry you? Let the silence carry you. Let this radiant, holy love embrace all of the human self. So breathing, feeling, opening. And so again, I want to say that in this field, I feel some heaviness, some density. And I'm going to invite you just to look and see what it is you're holding on to. So scanning the body, finding whatever untruth, whatever it is from the past, whether it's subtle, whether it's massive, whatever it is, I'm going to invite you to see it, to own it, and then join me in saying out loud, join me in proclaiming out loud, I let go of this old pain. I let go of this heartache. I let go of this fear. I let go of this trauma. I let go of this belief that I'm not enough. I let go of this confusion. I let go of this sadness. I let go of this guilt, this rage, whatever it is in you. I let go of my sorrow. I let go. And I choose to open to love. I choose to open to love. I choose to open and be the love that this world needs. I choose to open and be the love that I need, that I need. Life here on planet Earth is hard, it's difficult, it's traumatic. But I choose to open and be the love that this world needs. I choose to open and become the love that I need. So breathing, feeling, opening, surrendering, letting the past die, letting this weight die, letting it release, giving it back to God, saying, God, you resolve this. You resolve this, Lord. I can't resolve this. You resolve this. You resolve this. This is your world, your doing. You resolve this. You resolve this. And so we surrender whatever it is, this pain, this great sorrow, this heartache. And I invite you just to allow this giant wind of grace to flow through you, to flow through your heart, to flow through your home, to flow through your life, to flow through this world, clearing, emptying, releasing, 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 releasing. And the more we release, the more we let go, the greater love comes online. So inviting this heart of yours to come forward, naked, empty, radiant, and free. So hard to love when we carry around so much weight, when we carry the burden of the world on our shoulders. We release, we release, we release, we release, we release, and we open, we open, we open, we open to the healing power of love, to the healing presence of our soul. Knowing that love is the way. Love is the way. Love is the way. The heart is love. Your consciousness is love. Your being is love. God is love. The sky is love. Earth is love. The Christ is love. Buddha is love. Love is love. All is love. All is love. All is love. All is love. So inviting a great humility to flow throughout the body, opening the crown, the mind, the heart, the belly, humbly receiving grace of creation. And so as you join me in opening to this love, you may feel as if we've been transported to this great heaven realm of light, of love, of compassion. So let us put our humanity, our body on the altar. Allow it to be showered in grace. Allowing the body temple to be restored and uplifted, healed, cleared out, so that this body temple can radiate with light, be restored with its original purpose, a temple of light. The consciousness of light, the heart of love. So as we continue to open as a sangha, we feel and experience this massive column of light flowing throughout your being. So all of us together, let us receive and simultaneously transmit this light out to the world. May we receive and transmit this light to the world. So as this light flows, I ask you, what is it that you are? Are you a small, conditioned ego? Or are you a vast soul, a being of light, a living Christ here on planet Earth? Will you join me in claiming this immense divinity that you are, that you were born to be? And so for a number of you in the Sangha, there's a lot of light here in your upper chakras. I want to invite you to open and include solar plexus, the hara, the root, opening down into the earth, allowing this light to pour forth down into the earth. This earth plane is tired of the wars. It's tired of the violence. It's tired of the environmental abuse. It's tired of the suffering of humanity, the suffering of the plant and animal kingdoms. Let this light flow fully down into the earth. Restore an order, a harmony, and a balance between heaven and human and earth. May love triumph. May order be restored. may great harmony prevail. The body, the mind, the soul of humankind. Body, the mind, the soul of planet Earth. So again, I'm going to challenge a number of you who are still holding back or fearing in the space of the aura. Will you open, 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 open and include. Open and be fearless. Open and surrender. And if you're sensitive, you may notice the divine doing very specific work in the aura, untangling old fear, old trauma. Ego has a deep grip in the aura. So we open and surrender. We trust the power of love, power of forgiveness, power of reconciliation. inviting anything untrue to burn up in this light. Anything out of balance be brought into harmony. And so gently bringing the palms to the heart. We pray, glory be to God in the highest, and peace to God's people on earth. May God's will, may God's order be restored. May we continue to awaken to the truth of love, the truth of freedom, the truth of compassion. May all beings be free. May all beings be uplifted. May all beings be joyous and happy. Yes. Oh, so beautiful. So beautiful. I know I keep saying this, but what a gift it is to be able to commune in grace. What a gift it is to be able to come together and to honor our true divine nature. What a gift it is. What a gift it is. And so as we wind down from this retreat, it's so important that we do not forget who it is, what it is that we are. It's important that we do not forget that we are in the Creator's world. The Creator's world. You know, I laugh. I clicked on the internet today and saw all these things flying in the sky. My mind began to wonder and be a little bit excited and maybe a little bit just confused. Like, what are these things? What are these things? I wasn't I wasn't fully convinced that they're alien because normally the alien ships don't make noise, and these things appear to be making noise. But it's a crazy world. It's a wild world. And it's easy for us to very quickly get carried away in the collective unconscious. It's so important if you want to be awake, if you want to know God, that we stay in this field of grace, that we stay rooted in the truth of our being. Tomorrow is Monday, and for some people tuning in Europe and Australia, it might even almost be Tuesday if you're Australian. I don't know how that works, but we go back to work, we go back into life, and I invite you to walk around this world, this planet, with a twinkle in your eyes, knowing that this is God's reality, knowing that we are walking around in space, in space, in silence, in this presence of radiant love. That this love, this light, this space is here always. Always. In every moment. Space is here. Peace is here. Light is here. Love is here. This kingdom of heaven is here. And it's important we acknowledge it, that we value it, that we honor it. Because in this world, we honor Christmas shopping. We honor Starbucks. We honor fancy cars. We honor wealth. We honor, the body looking like a Barbie doll or a big muscle man or something. It's a silly world. It's a silly world that we live in. I just have to say this just to, say how silly the world is. A good friend of mine, he was like an IT guy, a computer fixer guy. And, and he told me that he was one of his clients, here in this little mountain town that we live in, uh, was some famous plastic surgeon who did all of the Hollywood stars' breast implants. And it's just like how silly it would be to make a life around plastic surgery. No offense if that's your business, but humans get so confused, so lost, so lost. And we did not incarnate here to be lost. We did not incarnate here to be lost. That's not why we are here. We are here to honor our highest divinity. We are not here to honor our animal nature. We are here to honor the divine in matter, in form. We are here to live the truth. The truth. And it's okay, if you want a polished body, a good looking body, like it's okay. If you have a certain thing, a certain style that you like or present, like that's okay. That's okay. But we want this to be second, third, fourth, fifth to God, to God, to the truth. On this path, we honor the truth first. Everything else comes second. Everything else comes second. And so I received this email and question from email, and I'd just like to get to it because again, this path can just be really hard. It can be really intense when we actively choose to honor the truth. And I know a number of you in the Sangha, you give of yourself, you're surrendered. But as the Holy Spirit, as this light comes into you, as the light of awakening begins to shine from within, it can be really overwhelming to your humanity. And I can acknowledge that I suffered greatly just from opening to the light. It sounds crazy to say because we think light is just this gentle, sweet thing. But this light will put pressure on us, great pressure to change. And I'm inviting us all to be spiritual warriors, to choose, despite the pain, to open. This path, it's not, a little walk in the park. It's not a little walk in the park. Okay. So, thanks, Craig, for the retreat. It was really powerful. I'm feeling a lot of fire from it. I am seeing oneness, God, and heavenly light in everything. But then I am getting the thoughts like the universe is going to collapse. The universe is going to collapse, open up into hell, or isn't real and doesn't make sense. I'm trying not to engage with those thoughts and reframe what is going on. But they are putting me into a crisis really quickly. I never thought opening to heaven was possible, but it is happening. So it seems possible. These thoughts, they are so hooking, usually with fear. I accept it, but I don't know how to begin to accept this level of it. Do you think the retreat amplified these thoughts? I don't understand why this is happening so much. I know I talk about this a lot, but I'm really struggling with it still. Yeah. And so this has been said, it's been taught, a number of different ways. But I used to do this thing with my teacher. We would do all this. We did all this building, and sometimes we'd be building in a wood shop, and there'd be all this sawdust, just on the floor, and it's in the air, is on the floor, and at the end of the day, my teacher, he would go in and he'd have a rest, and basically he'd say, "Hey, Craig, clean up this mess, clean up this mess." And I'd say, "Okay," and of course he paid me to clean up the mess. And so I'd start to sweep. And as I began to sweep, it's the end of the day, there was this shaft of light that would just come in, that would shine in, through the window. And this shaft of light would light up all this dust. And, as I was sweeping, you would just see more and more of this dust just lit up. And so when we're on retreat and there's this shaft of light just burning in a brilliant manner into our unconscious, it's going to bring up some irritability. It's going to bring up some irritation. It's going to bring up some old wounds, some tears, some sadness. And I can tell you, it's like one of the things, like it was a thing that I really hated. I hated trying to sweep in this shop, with all this dust, because you just see it, like all this dust. It was just everywhere. I could feel it in my eyes. I could feel it in my nose. I could feel it on my skin. At the end of the day, I was, hot from working and, just dirty. And the stuff, the sawdust will like stick to me. Like as soon as I got home, the first thing I want to do is just jump in the shower and wash it all off. And so sometimes retreat can be like this. It can bring up a lot. Like when the light shines into the darkness, it brings up a lot. And so in the coming days, I'm going to invite everyone here to be extremely gentle with yourself, to be extremely gentle, gentle with the body, gentle with the psyche, just gentle. And you might find that you might get in the shower and stand in the shower, until the hot water heater runs out of hot water. Just let it wash over you, let it empty it out. Let just the cleansing gift of this beautiful thing we call water wash over your soul and let it clear you out. And if you have, the gift of having a bathtub and want to make just a beautiful bath, like make yourself a beautiful bath with candles and let your whole body just calm down and detoxify. Because retreats are hard. They're intense. The hardest thing for me that I've ever experienced was sitting on retreat with my teacher. He was just so bright, so fiery. And, I know many of you have heard this story before, but I could not wait for the retreat to end. I couldn't wait for it to end. I couldn't wait to be out of that pressure cooker. I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait. But I tell you, even just a couple hours, after the retreat, well, I was already thinking about the next one. I was already thinking about the next one. I was already thinking about the next one. And so it's a crazy thing being human and having these bodies. And it's okay, Blair. It's okay to cry. It's okay to grieve. It's okay to let the body shake, to let it tremble. Sometimes after retreat, like on retreat, I'll be so hot. And then after the retreat, I'll get so cold and I'll just like shiver and shake and tremble and wrap myself in blankets because like the body goes through so much. It goes through so much when it's releasing, when it's emptying, when it's detoxifying. And sometimes, I'll say this other thing, and this is another funny thing that happens is when you let go of a lot, like a lot of egoic substance, like a lot of the weight of the ego, the psychic weight of the ego, when you let go of a lot of it at once, you can feel incredibly empty inside. And so sometimes after retreat or after satsang, or after a big healing session, or when we experience a great awakening, a lot of people will run and get a whole pizza or a big bowl of ice cream and start stuffing their body again because the body feels so empty and it feels just bizarre to be so empty. And so just watch out for that. Watch out for that. And some people, will try to fill up, by watching Netflix or just like consuming a bunch of news media or, to get grounded in this way. And they just like, I just need to fill myself up again. And so I'm just speaking to everyone in the Sangha now. Just watch out for that. And these funny little ways our humanity responds, after we've let go of a lot. But the big thing, instead of eating a whole bowl of ice cream, or a whole pizza to fill oneself up, the big thing, after retreat, like if your mind is still burning and things are still detoxifying, I'm going to invite us to do what the Buddha did, is just to reach down and touch the earth. Let me see if I have it here. I know I have it somewhere. To reach down and touch the earth. I just can't find it. I have this big Shiva lingam. It's always hiding from me. No, here it is. Reach down and touch the earth and say, this is what's real. This is what's real. The thoughts in my head, the irritability, the fear, this thought that the earth, the universe is collapsing in upon itself. Because sometimes the mind can get really worked up when when all this light is flowing through you, all this light is awakening in you. We need to reach down and touch the earth and say, this is what's real. All these thoughts, all these fears, all this chaos in my head, it's just a storm. It's just a storm. It's not the truth. And there's been times, post awakening, post retreat, post healing, where I just had to grab something, just hold on to say, this is what's real. So as I touch it to my forehead, almost like I'm trying to shove this reality into my screaming mind. Say, this is what's real. This is what's real. This is the truth. And just being here in this Zen-like reality, and staying rooted in the truth and just letting it burn, letting it empty, letting it release. And so, I hope there's something helpful there for you, Blair. And I hope there's something helpful there for each of you. It's so very important, after we've been flooded with light, just to take good care of the body. Because like we were speaking about on retreat, our consciousness is absolute. Our consciousness is divine. But this body, this body, like sometimes I look at my body and I'm like, man, this is a caveman. This is a caveman. This is the light coming into a caveman. And it's the body lives in a different world. And when these two worlds come together, there can be a big clash, and it can be quite uncomfortable. But I'll tell you this, if you keep opening and keep trusting, eventually the body temple begins to be experienced as light, as love, as bliss, as the lived truth here on planet Earth. And so I think that's all, folks. So much love to each of you. Be so very gentle with yourself. So much respect, so much love to each of you awakening souls. My heart is with you. Good night, everyone. So good to be with you. See you soon. Bye.